welcome. I'm Brossard, and here's what happened this week. Sunday marks the anniversary of a deadly Halloween crowd crush in the entertainment district of South Korea's capital, Seoul. 1 year on, and city governments across Asia are finding new ways to stay safe at big events. Tiffany Wong reports.
Working to prevent another tragedy, 150 volunteers in Seoul simulate a crowd crush to test a new early warning system. This, ahead of the 1-year anniversary of a Halloween crush that killed 159 people in the city's bustling Itaewon district.
이번에 인파 감지 CCTV를 가동함으로써 AI 영상 분석 기능이 가미되어 사람의 판단 오류를 보완할 수 있는 밀집 정보를 구할 수 있다는 장점이 있고요.
With over 900 cameras in 71 locations, city officials are using the system to detect dangerous situations and prevent another tragedy. The Seoul Halloween crush also prompted other governments in the region to assess and alter how they prepare for big events. In preparation for this year's Halloween weekend, officials in Japan are discouraging people from celebrating at all.
あえて強く言うならば、ハロウィン目的でハロウィン期間に渋谷駅周辺には来ないでほしいという意味になります。
Ahead of the busy holiday season, the memory of the Seoul tragedy has also prompted a rethink of crowd control measures in Taiwan.
There are several large-scale events planned in Taipei in the coming months, and hundreds of thousands of people are expected to attend. One of those is Taipei Pride, which happens to coincide with Halloween weekend. Officials say they're planning extra patrols to help keep danger away.
Taipei City Police say they've been using drones to monitor large crowds since the Seoul crush.
就是我们出动的包含有总共3台的无人机，从人群的上空来监控。那一旦发现哪个地方有产生比较拥挤的人潮的时候呢，我们马上会指派警力前往去做疏散。
Officials say people in Taiwan haven't been deterred by last year's crowd crush in South Korea, but they want to reassure the public that there are precautions in place to celebrate this year's festivities safely. Devon Tsai and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
It's Pride Week in Taiwan. Many in the community are celebrating their hard-earned rights. But one transgender dancer in Taiwan is taking the government to court. The government refuses to allow her to change her gender marker on her identification documents without surgery or a mental health assessment. Irene Lin has more.
26-year-old Vivi is never more confident than when she's dancing. The transgender woman says it allows her to be herself. It's a freedom she doesn't have in everyday life. So, she's suing Taiwan's government to let her change her gender marker without undergoing gender-affirming surgery.
很多的时候都要出示这些证件去证明自己的身份，但是上面的性别栏位跟我本身的样子又不符合，所以就有很多这些困扰。
Taiwan has a reputation as a LGBTQ-friendly nation. In 2019, it became the first country in Asia to legalize same-sex marriage. But trans rights lag behind. This is the administrative order implemented in 2008. It requires people who want to change gender on official documents to provide 2 psychiatric assessments and undergo gender reassignment surgery. But LGBTQ rights activists want this to change.
I think gender identity and sexual orientation are basic human rights and do not need to be certified by a doctor. The logic is just like the freedom to marry is a basic human right. And when same-sex couples want to get married, they do not need to submit a medical certificate of their sexual orientation.
In 2021, a judge ruled a transgender plaintiff could change her gender marker without surgery, but the ruling did not set a legal precedent. Activists hope bringing more cases to court and winning them will put pressure on the government to remove the requirement for surgery, which officials maintain is there to regulate gender public spaces like restrooms. Vivi believes there is still a lot Taiwan society needs to learn about its trans population, and she's using social media to encourage acceptance.
我比其他跨性别者的状态、心理状态是更可以去面对这些舆论，所以我希望可以透过我站出来，去帮跨性别族群去可能争取到这个权益。
Vivi is still waiting for her day in court. She knows that, like the decades-long push for marriage equality here, some rights have to be fought for and won one step at a time. Patrick Chen, Rick Glauert, and Naring Lin for TaiwanPlus.
While over in Japan, the country's top court has axed a rule that required transgender people to get sterilized before they could change their legal gender. It's a landmark change in a country where LGBTQ rights are still progressing. But another rule requiring a person's genitals to match their gender is still up for discussion in a lower court, disappointing rights groups. Famous Taiwanese director Hsiao-hsien is reportedly retiring from the movie industry. Jeremy Olivier explains.
Leaving behind a cinematic legacy, one of Taiwan's most renowned film directors is leaving the movie business. Hsiao-hsien was the creative force behind internationally acclaimed films like A City of Sadness and Flowers of Shanghai, which critics have hailed as among the best movies of all time. U.S. media outlet IndieWire broke the news of Ho's retirement, citing a source close to the director. It said Ho, now 76, is battling dementia, confirming rumors that his health has been declining for years. Ho's son has confirmed he has Alzheimer's. In 2018, the auteur helped lead a project involving 5 virtual reality short films. Even then, he admitted having trouble keeping up with the new technology.
拍电影拍了一辈子，所以这个我刚接触这个的时候，我傻了。
Born in China's Guangdong province in 1947, Ho and his family moved to Taiwan the following year. In the 1980s, he became one of the leading figures in Taiwan's new wave of cinema. That movement also included filmmaker Edward Yang and helped put Taiwanese cinema on the world map. Many of the movies from this period touched on taboo social and political topics.
They wanted to do something differently. They were really mindful of, the films that they wanted to make should be in tune with international cinema. But these films were also assertively Taiwanese.
Ho's most recent film, The Assassin, won him the Best Director award at the 2015 Cannes Film Festival. He had recently started scouting locations for a new movie, but his retirement means The Assassin will be his final act. Joseph Wu and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
A South Asian international production featuring a leading Bollywood actor is shooting in Taiwan. Shubham Paul went to get a first-hand look.
These colorful houses are a well-known landmark of Changbin Fishing Port near Taipei. Once the largest fishing port in Taiwan, this historic location is now playing host to an international film project called Demon Hunters. Cast and crew are filming here on the set of Demon Hunters. One of them is Arjun Bajwa, a veteran Bollywood actor with several big-budget films under his belt. He is now here in Taiwan, appearing in his first international film. Bajwa has starred in award-winning Hindi language movies. But the trained aircraft pilot is now set to take off in international cinema with this Chinese language action comedy movie.
Getting to do a story which is, so to say, a very beautiful mix and match of Indian and Taiwanese culture, I couldn't have asked for more.
Demon Hunters is directed by Chen Mei Chuin, born in Taipei and now based in Los Angeles, best known for a series of kung fu documentaries. And while Bajwa is a black belt in Taekwondo, it was more than the Indian actor's martial arts skills that caught Chen's eye when casting.
He's very handsome, so we're charmed by him at the first glance. And then we did our homework. He's great in comedy and action film, and that's our genre.
The action comedy also features Jessie Lin, Regina Lei, Jack Kao, and Indian theatre actor Jayant Mithe, a long-time resident of Taiwan.
I graduated from National School of Drama, and all my friends, everything is in the Indian Bollywood film industry. So for me, it's very rare chance here to act in the film.
Bajwa is the first prominent Bollywood actor to play a part in a Taiwanese film, and Demon Hunters producer Cindy Stru is planning to release the film in India.
We're in the talk with the cinema distributor there.
This would make Demon Hunters the first ever Taiwanese film to be released in India. And with the Taiwan government recently announcing a new diplomatic mission in Mumbai, Bajwa's film may strengthen Taipei's bond with Bollywood and Indian cinema like never before. Suing Ling, Alex Chen and Shubham Pal for TaiwanPlus.
The southern city of Tainan is known as the gastronomic capital of Taiwan. It's a foodie's paradise that veers in the direction of sweet. This week, Andrew Ryan brought us a 5-part series of Where is the Mayor Taking Us? He kicked it off by sampling tomatoes with a Tainan twist.
Old barbershops turned into slow travel destinations, Taiwan's only remaining salt fields, and a gastronomic capital with a decidedly sweet tooth. These are just some of the things you'll find in Tainan. Everywhere you turn in Tainan, there are traces of history. It is, after all, the oldest city on the main island of Taiwan. Now, I assumed that my tour would begin with a historic spot, but my host has something else in mind.
For the first stop in our trip to Tainan, the mayor has arranged for us to meet at a fruit store. But apparently it's not just a place to buy fruit, it's also been a popular local hangout for more than 70 years.
您今天带我们来的这个地方是什么地方？这个地方就是我们台南很多文化荟萃的地方，还有最好吃的在这边，就是我们隔壁的丽丽冰果社啊。
Many of the fruits they sell at the store are grown right here in Tainan. The city is home to some of the nation's biggest fruit exports, like pineapples, mangoes, and avocados. They also grow more pomelos here than any other place in Taiwan.
我们台南人很好客，所以这些通通都给你吃，没关系。
谢谢市长准备。
中秋节要吃这个了
OK，
是这个 pomelo。pomelo
有2种，
你可以先吃红色的
OK，
因为这个时候白色的比较甜。怎么样？
酸酸甜甜的，
对，
很好吃。
Tainan is known as the gastronomic capital of Taiwan. Many of the local dishes, even the savory ones, are sweeter here than in other parts of the country. And there's a reason for that. Tainan was once a big producer of sugarcane, and people came to associate sweet foods with wealth. But imagine my surprise to learn that they even dip their tomatoes in sugar.
因为台南有很多 sauce。OK，
这个 sauce 里面是什么呢？
糖吧。
糖、白糖，然后姜，好像也有梅子粉，对不对？
梅子粉有，你也可以直接沾梅子粉，也可以加水、加白糖，
然后还有酱油膏。哇，好吃，真的很特别，这个真的跟我们台北吃的不太一样了啊。
The fruit shop's owner, Li Wenxiong, says they've been eating tomatoes like this for as long as he can remember. Li has been collecting interesting facts about fruit for years, publishing his own monthly brochure full of pictures, stories, and local history. Back in the day, he says, the fruit shop was a popular hangout. People would even come here on blind dates.
朋友来，拢会来这吃水果啊。这嘛咖啡厅满四界，较早拢来开市店。
Fruit stores like this one still play an important role in the lives of the Tainan people. They may no longer come here to find love, but after 70 years, they still come here for their shared love of fruit. Justin Wu, Scott Huang, Peachy Drong, and Andrew Ryan for TaiwanPlus. Coming up in part 2, Tainan is home to more roundabouts and more barbershops than any other place in Taiwan. We'll show you their connection to slow travel. Plus, further ahead in the series, you want to see some historic sites? Don't worry, we've got plenty of those too.
That was part 1 of Andrew's trip to Tainan in our series, Where's the Mayor Taking Us? You can catch the other 4 episodes on our website or social media. Thank you for watching Here's What Happened. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, enjoy these images of animals at the London Zoo, getting some Halloween treats. I'm Brossard. Take care, and see you next week.